The golden sun rises over the vast Serengeti plains in Tanzania, where predator and prey typically live in nature's delicate balance. In the shadow of an ancient acacia tree, a solitary lioness rests, her amber eyes scanning the horizon. Known to the local researchers as Kiara, this majestic creature has separated from her pride following a tragic loss that few have witnessed. Kiara's powerful frame shows the marks of recent motherhood, but her three cubs were lost to a territorial dispute with a neighboring pride just 1 week earlier. The lioness roams alone, her sorrowful calls occasionally breaking the stillness of dawn. Wildlife researchers Emma Langley and Thomas Mutombo have been tracking her movements, concerned about her unusual behavior of isolation. During their morning observation, Emma notices something peculiar through her binoculars. Zara's hunting patterns have changed. Instead of stalking with intent, the lioness seems distracted, often pausing to investigate sounds in the tall grass. Thomas suggests that grief might be altering her natural instincts, making her less efficient as a predator. One particularly hot afternoon, as the researchers observe from their vehicle, they witness an extraordinary event. A herd of Thompson's gazelles rushes across the plain, startled by an unseen threat. In their panic, a newborn antelope becomes separated, trembling in the grass less than 50 meters from where Zara is resting. The researchers hold their breath, expecting nature to take its course. Zara's ears perk up and she raises her head, instantly aware of the vulnerable creature nearby. With surprising gentleness, she approaches the baby antelope. Sarah prepares her camera, expecting to document a kill, but what happens next leaves both researchers speechless. Instead of attacking, Zara nudges the baby antelope with her nose, sniffing it carefully. The tiny creature, paralyzed with fear, remains motionless. Then, in a display that challenges everything known about lion behavior, Zara begins to groom the antelope with her rough tongue, the same way she would care for her own cubs. "This is unprecedented," whispers Emma, careful not to disturb the scene unfolding before them. Thomas can barely believe his eyes, quickly recording every detail in his field journal. The baby antelope, seemingly too young to understand the danger, eventually responds to the grooming, wobbling on unsteady legs toward the lioness. Over the next few hours, the researchers watch as Zara guides the baby antelope to shelter beneath the acacia tree. When the young creature makes soft bleating sounds, perhaps calling for its mother, the lioness responds with gentle rumbling purrs that seem to calm the antelope. As evening approaches, Zara even allows the baby to nestle against her warm body. Word of this extraordinary behavior quickly spreads through the research community. Dr. Olivia Mbeki, head of the Serengeti Wildlife Conservation Project, personally visits the site the following day. "In my 30 years studying big cats, I've never witnessed anything like this," she admits, watching through powerful zoom lenses as Zara continues to protect the antelope. The conservation team decides to monitor this unusual relationship without interference, setting up remote cameras to capture every interaction. They name the baby Antelope Hope for surviving what should have been certain death. Days pass, and against all odds, the bond between predator and prey seems to strengthen. What puzzles the researchers most is how Zara hunts without harming her adopted cub. They observe her leaving the baby antelope hidden in tall grass while she stalks and kills nearby prey. After feeding, she returns to Miracle, who greets her with enthusiastic jumps and nuzzles, apparently unafraid of the scent of blood on her muzzle. 2 weeks into this unusual arrangement, a new challenge emerges. A small group of male lions begins to patrol the territory, potentially threatening both Zara and her unlikely adopted offspring. Emma and Thomas alert Dr. Mbeki, concerned that this might spell disaster for the extraordinary relationship they have been documenting. The team debates intervention, but ultimately decides to let nature determine the outcome. They watch anxiously as the male lions approach Zara's territory one evening. In a display of surprising strategy, the lioness leads Miracle deep into a rocky outcropping where the larger males have difficulty following. For 3 tense days, Zara and Miracle remain hidden, emerging only when the threat has passed. The researchers are amazed at the lioness's dedication to protecting a creature she would normally consider prey. She's risking her own safety and expending enormous energy to keep this baby antelope alive, notes Thomas, reviewing the footage from their remote cameras. As Miracle grows stronger under Zara's protection, the baby antelope begins displaying behaviors that blend both species. It follows the lioness like a cub would, but retains the jumping and grazing behaviors natural to antelopes. Dr. Mbeki's team documents how the young antelope seems to understand certain vocalizations from Zara, responding to different growls as signals for danger or reassurance. Perhaps the most remarkable development occurs 1 month into their relationship. While observing from a distance, Emma captures extraordinary footage of Zara encountering a small herd of Thompson's gazelles. Instead of hunting them, the lioness stands guard while Miracle approaches the herd tentatively. The adult gazelles display obvious alarm but curiosity as well. She's giving Miracle a chance to reconnect with its own kind, theorizes Dr. Mbeki, watching the footage later. It's as if she understands that despite their bond, they belong to different worlds. This behavior challenges fundamental assumptions about animal cognition and empathy across species boundaries. The conservation team debates whether to intervene and help integrate Miracle back into a herd, but nature resolves this dilemma in its own way. During one of these supervised encounters, a female gazelle, possibly Miracle's biological mother, approaches more boldly than the others. The researchers watch, cameras rolling, as Miracle and this female engage in what appears to be a recognition ritual. What happens next brings tears to Emma's eyes. Zara, after watching the interaction between Hope and the female gazelle, slowly backs away. The lioness sits at a distance, her amber eyes fixed on the baby antelope as it begins to follow the herd. Before disappearing into the tall grass, Miracle turns back once, as if saying goodbye to the predator who became its protector. Zara remains in place until long after the herd has vanished from sight. Her mournful roar echoes across the plain as night falls. The researchers maintain a respectful distance, deeply moved by the depth of connection they've witnessed. "She's lost another child," whispers Thomas, but this time she chose to let it go. In the days that follow, Zara begins to move toward her original pride territory. The research team tracks her journey, noting that she occasionally pauses at spots where she and Hope had rested together. 2 weeks later, they observe her rejoining her pride, gradually resuming her normal role within the social structure. The story of Kiara and Hope quickly becomes famous in conservation circles, challenging long-held beliefs about the rigidity of predator-prey relationships. Dr. Mbeki publishes a groundbreaking paper documenting the case, suggesting that maternal instincts can sometimes transcend the natural order in extraordinary circumstances. 6 months later, during a routine survey of gazelle populations, Emma spots a distinctive young antelope with unusual behaviors. It shows less fear of research vehicles than others in its herd and has a unique scar pattern matching Hope's. Though now fully integrated with its own kind, the researchers believe the young antelope's early imprinting has permanently altered its perception of the world. As for Zara, trail cameras occasionally capture her pausing when gazelle herds pass nearby, her posture alert but not hunting. Whether she recognizes her former adopted offspring remains unknown, but the researchers note that she has never again displayed the same hunting restraint with any other potential prey. The sun sets over the Serengeti plains, painting the sky in brilliant shades of orange and purple. Somewhere in this vast wilderness, a lioness and an antelope carry the memory of an impossible relationship. A brief moment when nature's rules were suspended by something that might be called compassion. For the researchers who witnessed it, this remarkable bond between predator and prey remains a powerful reminder of how much we still have to learn about the emotional lives of the creatures with whom we share our planet. Dear friends, thank you for taking the time to watch this incredible story of unlikely companionship in the wild. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing animal stories. Until next time, remember that nature's greatest wonders often occur when we least expect them.